What's good, everybody? It's your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, back with another video. And today I'm gonna teach you guys how to get some ambient trap rap vocals. Pretty simple and pretty easy inside of FL Studio. Why? Because I see a lot of ambient type videos out there, and they're doing a pretty good job, but they just go one step by saying just put on reverb. And I don't think that's the only thing you can do to really get some nice ambient vocals. I'm gonna show you what I do. Of course, it's gonna be different from everybody else, but hey, it is what it is. I'm gonna show you my steps. And yeah, if you like that, make sure you leave a comment, make sure you like the video, subscribe, because also share the video too. That helps the channel out a whole lot if you don't mind. It's free. I like making free content. Let's go. So let's jump right inside FL Studio and get to this tutorial. So here is my little bit of an ambient vocal run. Like I said, this is gonna be good for main lead vocals. If you want me to do one for the background vocals or ad libs, let me know in the comment below, and I'll make sure I make a video to do one for those as well. So let me just play what I got and let's see what I did to actually get that sound.
Yeah, this is how I feel. This shit can't be real, but this just how I feel. This how I feel, for real. This shit can't be real, for real. This just how I feel, This shit can't be real, real. This just how I feel, This shit can't be real, real. This just how I feel, This shit can't be real, real. Yeah. I don't really care what they say, they be hating. I be on my grind trying to get it every day. Moving like a boss in any kind of way. Got a problem with me, you might sleep where you stay. I'm trying to get it all. I don't care if I...
So I hope you enjoyed that little bit of a little freestyle and also my little dance sequence right there. But yeah, that's the sound we're going for. I'm gonna show you how I got it. I use a couple simple little effects, nothing special, but I use one effect in a different way than most people would to really get a good sound. So I'm gonna show you what it is. So when it comes to making ambient vocals in general, it's not just reverb. I think it's more about the depth. It's about getting a three-dimensional image. Like reverb does give you a nice big space to live inside, but you need that depth as well. And I'm gonna show you what I do to get that depth, to get that kind of three-dimensional kind of sound. So first off, we'll just go ahead and first mute my plugins, and we'll just start with the main vocal. So we'll just solo with it, and then this is what it sounds like with no effects on it, just cleaned up pretty much. So
yeah, this is how I feel. This shit can't be real, but this just how I feel.
So as you say, very clean, very, I wouldn't say it's the best, but it is very dope. What I use to get that kind of sound is I use this Ship Omni channel. Now you can use any plugin you want to, just as long as it's like doing the same thing that mine are doing. Like I said, I'm using this one because, it's my favorite plugin, easy to use. But all I did was use the low cut function right here, or the high pass filter, to cut off about, 200 hertz. So you always want to cut away that mud, because in most vocals, you don't need anything below. You don't need on that low end inside your vocals. So I just use this right here to just cut the lows, of course. And then I also threw in a waves tune. Like I said, I feel like about the Ship's channel, you can actually add your own plugin, but you can add it after the fact. But any auto tune effect, of course, can say we're going for that kind of modern day kind of sound. And I don't know why I changed the scale. It's supposed to be on G, so it needs to stop playing with my life, stop playing with me. So yeah, shout out to the way, man. So I put it on the bass because I'm a low male singer, you know what I'm saying? I have a deep voice, deep, sexy, yeah. I have a low voice, so I use that. And that's just gonna give the auto-tune effect right there, as you can hear.
Yeah, this is how I feel. This shit can't be real, but this just how I feel. This how I feel, for real.
So that's all that's doing right there. A little bit of auto-tune go a long way. Make sure you know the key of your beat, because that way, key and scale, that way it gets the best result. And then next, I got another, it says RVox, but it's actually the Ship's channel. For some reason, my RVox doesn't pop up on FL Studio correctly, but I just got RVox on here, and it's just doing a little bit of gate and a little bit of compression, and that's all that's doing. So I added a gate and a compressor at the end to get kind of that, I guess that more professional sound.
Yeah, this real. This just how I feel. This shit can't be real.
So that's that right there. I did have an EQ at the end just to kind of give me some high boost and some low boost, but I decided not to go with that because it just sounded trash. But if you want to, you can add in a little sparkle.
Real, real. This just how I feel. I feel. This shit can't be real.
So that's up to you if you want to do that. Now let's get into getting that ambient sound. So the first step is we are going to use a reverb. Of course, reverb, you already know, like I said, we're going to get that sense of space and make it sound like it's in a nice big open area. So what I like to do, and I suggest everybody doing this, is to making a effect send, bus, return, aux, whatever you want to call it in your DAW, however you call it, but some way that you can send your dry vocal to a channel to be affected by a process effect or a stereo effect. In my case, it would be a reverb. So I set that up in FL Studio by making just an empty channel over here. And then you can just, when you click on your main channel that you want to work in, you can actually send signal into that channel. So in this instance, I'm using a Valhalla reverb, hands down one of the best reverbs out there. I'm doing a video about this real soon, so don't worry. Hands down one of the best reverbs you could possibly get out there, in my opinion. Now I got it set to maximum wetness because we are using it on a bus, so you want to use it to the maximum intensity because you're sending dry signal into a wet signal. And I got a little bit of pre-delay, and I got a little bit about 1 second of delay. Now, one thing to note, if you want to get the correct reverb or delay time, there is a website right here. I'll leave it in the description below. What you do is you put in your actual BPM of your beat, and it will actually give you the delay and the pre-delay time. So if you want to get the correct delay and reverb time, I'll put a link for this right here, and that will help you make sure that your stuff just sounds good. Now, also the good thing about using reverb as an old bus instead of putting it directly onto the channel is now when I use a little bit of low cut, because I am cutting a little bit of lows at 200 hertz, it's not going to cut into my dry vocal. It'll just cut the reverb. If you put it on the channel directly, it will actually cut into the dry vocal as well. So you'll be removing some of the dry vocal as well. So if you still want to keep some of that low end, a little bit of that low end, low mid range, but have just the reverb be completely devoid of freaking lows, put it on an effects return is the best way to do it. So now let's go ahead and send some signal into this reverb. So we'll just start right here and we'll send signal into the reverb until we get that sound.
This how I feel, for real. This shit can't be real, for real. This just how I feel, I feel. This shit can't be real, real. This just how I feel.
And so with the beat, so you can hear it.
This how I feel, for real. This shit can't be real, for real. This just how I feel, I feel. This shit can't be real, real. This just how I feel, I feel.
And of course, it's going to be depending on what you're going for. You can have more or less. That is completely up to you. Hey, do what you do. So now here comes the part that I like to do to kind of add that depth and add that sense of like distance away from the vocal, I guess you say. So make you feel like you want the ambient sound to sound like it's actually going away and sound like it's farther away and farther back, all that bullshit. You don't want to just be in a space like, you know, reverb. So I use a delay. So I'm doing the exact same thing I did with the reverb. I put it on side of a bus. I'm going to my delay, and I am picking the Valhalla delay. Now you can use any delay plugin. It doesn't really matter. I'm just using this one because I really do like this one, and it's very versatile on top of that. So basically it's the same thing. So I got it set up to where it's 100% wet. I actually got it set to tempo sync on the notes. I'm using quarter notes. I think 104 is quarter notes. It better be. If it ain't, correct me in the comments below. Quarter notes. And I'm also, once again, cutting about 200 hertz off the lows as well. And it's good to do that on the bus channel or the effect bus that on the channel, because, you know, you get a better result. Now I just mess with my feedback. My feedback set to 75. So, you know, now it sounds like this with it.
This how I feel, for real.
Oh, got turned on, right?
This how I feel, for real. This shit can't be real, for real. This just how I feel, I feel.
So that's going to give it that depth. But one thing you notice that it's constantly going on the whole time through, and it just sounds all muddy and all nasty like. But we're going to correct that by using sidechain delay. And this is what I really like doing. So how to do that is basically on your channel that your delay is on. You can also do this with reverb as well. So just not just for delay, but for reverb. On the actual channel that your delay is on, we're going to put a compressor. So we're using the Fruity limiter as my compressor, and we're going to go from limit mode to compress mode. Now at the sidechain button on FL Studio, Other DAWs, you probably got to actually select sidechain and pick which one sidechain. But basically, you want to tell your compressor of choice, whatever it is, to sidechain with whatever the main vocal is. So I got to set the main vocal. Now, when I pull the threshold down, I set the knee all the way up, the ratio all the way, and I bring the threshold down. So what it's basically doing now is when I'm speaking or rapping or whatever, the compressor will slam down on top of the actual delay effect. So you don't hear no delay. But as soon as I stop speaking in them gaps, it's going to open up and you're going to hear the delay tail. So it sounds like, my voice is constantly moving in and out inside that space. So it gives a little bit of, sense of, reality. I guess it's that three-dimensional depth I was talking about. So here it is with just no compressor, and I'm going to play it with the compressor.
Feel for real, this shit can't be real, for real, it's just how I feel.
Now play it with the compressor. See how it's all muddied up? Now with the compressor.
Feel for real, this shit can't be real, for real.
And to hear it better, let's do it without the beat.
Feel for real, this shit can't be real, for real. Feel for real, this shit can't be real, for real. This just how I feel,
You see how it only comes up when I'm not speaking, and that just gives a way that you don't have to automate it, and it gives it like a kind of an automatic kind of ducking delay effect. And it sounds really good. So with everything, so I'm gonna bypass all the effects once again, and then we're gonna put them back in there. So this is with no ambient sound.
Yeah, I feel for real, this shit can't be real, for real.
With the ambient vocals.
Feel for real, this shit can't be real, for real. It's just how I feel.
So like I said, this is just a basic, easy way of doing it. You can add more reverb, more delay. It's all up to you, but that's a quick, easy way to get some nice ambient vocals. Very easy. You can use it in any DAW with any effect. Just add a little bit of reverb, add some delay, and then also just experiment with the side chaining delay and reverb effect. That way you can get some cool motion and cool just control with your sound. So if you like this video, like always, please leave a comment below. Thumb up the video. If you didn't like, I know gonna be some keyboard warriors in there who's gonna hate. Leave a hate comment. You always do, and you don't put your own music out there, so you don't know, we can't see what you do. So that's what it is. But with that being said, y'all know who it is. Your boy Slim, aka Mr. Different, not motivated by the money, but the like, comment, subscribe, and views, like always. And catch you guys next video. Have a good one, everybody.